What would you do if the plane you were flying in suddenly lost both engines just minutes after takeoff? No power, no runway, no way out. On January 15, 2009, 155 people faced that exact nightmare, trapped inside a silent aircraft, gliding over New York City. And in just 208 seconds, one man had to make a decision that could save everyone or end in disaster. This is the story of the miracle on the Hudson. US Airways Flight 1549 took off from LaGuardia Airport on a freezing winter afternoon. The departure was smooth, the sky was clear, everything felt routine. At the controls sat Captain Chesley, Sullenberger, a pilot with over 20,000 hours of experience, a former Air Force fighter pilot, and one of the most respected safety experts in aviation. For the first 90 seconds, nothing seemed unusual. Then suddenly, the plane violently shook. Passengers looked out the windows and saw birds exploding across the engines. Within seconds, both engines failed. The cockpit went quiet. No thrust, no engine noise, only the sound of wind tearing past the aircraft. The plane had just become a 1500-pound glider, losing altitude fast, over one of the most crowded cities in the world. Air traffic control immediately told Sully to turn back to LaGuardia. Another airport was suggested just minutes away, but Sully was already calculating altitude, speed, distance, turn angle. The conclusion was terrifying. The aircraft would never reach a runway. Trying to turn back could send the plane crashing straight into the city. Then Sully saw it, the Hudson River. White, clear, and straight ahead. Calmly, he radioed 4 words that would soon make history. "We're gonna be in the Hudson." Inside the cabin, flight attendants shouted, "Brace, brace, heads down." Passengers bent forward, hearts pounded. Some whispered prayers, others sent final messages to their families. But inside the cockpit, there was no panic, only focus. Sully kept the wings level, carefully controlling the descent, too steep, and the plane would smash into the water, too slow, and it would stall. Every second mattered. At nearly 150 miles per hour, the aircraft dropped toward the icy river. New Yorkers looked up in shock as a massive passenger jet flew dangerously low between the buildings. Then impact. The plane slammed into the Hudson, sending a huge wall of water into the air. The cabin jolted violently, metal groaned, and then something incredible happened. The plane didn't break apart. It floated. Passengers rushed toward the exits and climbed onto the wings as freezing water surrounded them. The temperature was near zero. Hypothermia could begin within minutes, but help was already coming. Ferry captains across the river saw the emergency unfold and turned their boats around immediately without waiting for orders. Within minutes, rescue boats surrounded the aircraft. People were pulled from the wings, wrapped in blankets, and carried to safety. It became the fastest water rescue in aviation history. Yet Captain Sully still hadn't left the plane. Instead, he walked down the aisle, checking every single row. Once, then again. He refused to leave until he was absolutely certain no one remained on board. Only then did he step outside the last person to exit the aircraft. Moments later, the plane began to sink, but every single person survived. All 155 lives were saved. Investigators later discovered something chilling. Had Sully tried to return to the airport, the aircraft would have crashed before making it. His decision, made in seconds, prevented a catastrophe. That day proved something powerful technology can fail. Engines can go silent, but human skill, courage, and experience can still rewrite the ending. The passengers expected a routine flight. Instead, they became part of one of the greatest survival stories ever told. A day when disaster was seconds away, and a captain showed the world what true heroism looks like. Because heroes don't always wear capes. Sometimes they wear a pilot's uniform.
Real story cinematic experience. Subscribe to Nexora.